Neon Genesis Episode 1. So basically, this review is more of just me giving my thoughts on a week-to-week basis of each episode and how I felt about it while watching. If you're watching Neon Genesis for the first time, go ahead and just leave your comments and we can kind of take this week by week. Obviously, one episode is a little bit ridiculous to watch per week, but it's something we can all do together and kind of enjoy and experience. So if you're watching this for the first time, and obviously it kind of starts a little bit weird. So we get this guy on the phone, Shinji, and we don't know what he's doing, but out of nowhere, we kind of see an attack happening and we don't know what's going on. From the outlook of the show, you would think, okay, this show's about giant robots and I'm expecting some fights. When I first started watching, I got Power Rangers vibes, something of that manner. But boy, was I wrong. And I'm very glad that this show takes off in an absolutely crazy way. But kind of continuing forward, we kind of see that the UN just drops this massive bomb and absolutely obliterates this angel. Well, we think. And to our surprise, or to their surprise, the angel's completely fine. Now, something that I picked up this time that I hadn't in the previous watches was that at the beginning, everything shot at this angel is shot by the UN, not NERV itself. And if you're watching for the first time, NERV and what we saw is just this major corporation that operates these robots, or what we know as EVAs. And it's just pretty cool to see that NERV was picked up later in order to try to attack these angels rather than the UN just giving their first shots. Now, Misato brings down Shinji deep down into NERV, and he has no idea what's coming. And that's the funniest part about this is the first episode is not rushed, but for Shinji, it's rushed. And it's just hilarious. She just passes him this packet, tells him, look at this. He reads everything that's inside. It's probably blowing his mind, and he has no idea what's going on. And we basically just meet Ritsuko talking to Misato, and they're just basically arguing about really what's taking place, what needs to happen, and what's about to go down. And this is when Shinji first sees an EVA, and he has no idea what it is until his father basically tells him that he's going to pilot it to fight an angel. Now imagine you haven't spoken to your dad in years and he randomly calls you up. You go underground to this huge corporation, basically a huge military base, and he tells you you're going to go fight an angel. And not only that, you're going to pilot a big, huge robot. Obviously, Shinji's like, what? And I think everybody would have that exact reaction. And so what they do is they show this angel getting closer to headquarters, and now it's crunch time. So basically, we give Misato giving Shinji a pep talk, and it's not going so well. Shinji is not made for this at all. But that's the whole point of this story, I guess. And so when nothing else to do, they roll out this girl that's completely beat up. And they're basically saying, like, we have no options. I mean, who cares if you're injured? You got to pilot this EVA. And I think it just goes to show how messed up NERV is. But yeah, they were willing to just throw Rei Ayanami, which I guess a little bit of a spoiler there, but you'll learn her name next episode. They're basically just willing to throw her in there, regardless of injury, to fight this angel. And one of these explosions, it kind of crashes and brings some debris down onto everybody. However, Shinji lifts his arm and the EVA has an automatic reaction to it, doing the same movement that Shinji does. And this comes in big later, as we're going to see that being able to sync with an EVA is one of the most important things about this show. Now, you can lose your synchronability and all of these things. However, Shinji just happens to be at such high levels that it's astonishing. And this fluid is pretty funny. You know, you got to breathe it in and it's going to let you breathe, but it kind of throws them off at first. But these are the patterns that we're going to see throughout that basically let you know how compatible you are with an EVA. And it just happens that Shinji is like to a T perfect almost. And so just like that, they send our boy out there to fight. I mean, it's almost comical. Like, you just find your son, you send him here and you tell him, go fight this angel for me. Somehow pilot this massive robot that you've never done before, never had any training, and just go out there and fight. And I guess coming up next episode, you can kind of guess how this goes. And a standoff is kind of where we leave off. Now, giving my thoughts overall, I think it's very interesting and it's a good way to start, because you still get the sense that it's just a robot. It's a dude and a robot fighting a monster, and that's a, kind of classic anime thing. But the best thing about this anime is how deep it goes. I mean, we're at the top of the rabbit hole, and it's going to go absolutely crazy. Now, I appreciate your time, and I'm going to get better at these longer videos. I'm so used to doing shorts that I'm not as good at spacing these out. I don't expect this to reach a lot of people, but if you like Neon Genesis and you watch this whole video, I hope that you comment down below and we can kind of get a little comment section going on if you've watched it before and your thoughts watching it again, or newcomers have questions, and we can kind of start a little community here based on Neon Genesis. I appreciate it, and y'all have a good one. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll be back next Wednesday for episode 2.